All right, here we go. Yeah. All right, this is podcast episode 1. Yeah. A pace. All right, that mic's still recording in the background. Yeah. All right, bet. All right, so we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves. I'm here with
DeAndre.
And it's Larry, and welcome to our first episode. We're just going to keep it short. We're just going to talk about a couple things from what we think going on in the NBA or just sports world in general. We're going to first share our thoughts on the Spurs' number 1 pick. What do you think about the Spurs when they got what's his face from France?
Yeah, bro. Victor Wembanyama's about to go crazy at the Spurs. I think they do a good job of developing players in the way that they thrived with Tim Duncan as a big man who had a Hall of Fame resume and got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Same thing could probably happen for Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just going to be injury because I don't want to end up like Yao Ming. Because Yao Ming, it always seemed like bigs always got a problem with they feet, you know.
Right. Especially with the Thunder's pick, Chet Holmgren. That guy from I think he played at Georgetown or maybe Gonzaga.
Yeah. Yeah, he broke his foot or something. He should have been recovered, but he's struggling.
That's right.
Yeah.
The NBA doesn't really do a good job of teaching players how to maintain their health playing basketball, you know.
Yeah. And to be honest, even with health prevention or health reserves and stuff like that, they for as much as they try to enforce restricted minutes, it's y'all just don't know how to teach people how to recover. Nobody in the NBA really knows how to recover. They know how to go hard, but they don't. You just throwing people in ice baths. That ain't going to work.
I mean, yeah, just look at Kawhi Leonard. He literally load managed throughout the whole season, goes into the playoffs, then gets re-injured. What is the rehab process behind that? What are they doing?
Right. I think the hardest thing, too, is just you get Kawhi Leonard. Even it didn't seem like anybody took notes from Derrick Rose at all. Nope. Nobody look at Derrick Rose and be like, all right, this is what we got fixed. This is what we need to start implementing. This need to be mandatory right now. Because the only time they make it mandatory is during trades when they have to do the X-rays and test on you to see if you a good they getting their money's worth out of you. But it just seemed I don't even think restrictive minutes is what they needed. A lot of guys just seem like unconditioned. You know what I mean? They just look out of shape.
Yeah. You can see it, especially with a lot of the bench players as well. Most of them get gassed out after a good 5 to 10 hard minutes of basketball, especially in the playoffs too.
Right.
With teams being so dependent on playing their starters as well, that's kind of played a factor in why teams have been eliminated.
That's true. I think so too, because now you try and get as deep as you going. You only going 7 men deep, and you should be able to go 8 or 9, maybe 10, but you can't because nobody in shape. And then I also think a problem too is everybody using resistant bands, but nobody's lifting no heavy ass weight. That's a problem.
Yeah, none of the basketball players really weightlift and take care of their bodies like that. They don't understand that basketball is a sport where you have to weightlift constantly because of the amount of tension you're putting on your bones and all that, the amount of stress you're putting on your tendons and muscles. They have to be strengthened.
Yeah, one guy I watching actually is knees over toes. I don't know if you ever seen that guy with this pause yeah. No.
4K, bro. 4K.
No, that's his name. That's not. I'm just reporting it. I'm just don't shoot the messenger. But he's done a lot because I think he tore both his ACLs or something like that. And then and then he came back to just start dunking. He was doing runs one time, which is dunking on everybody. He helped me do with my tendonitis because I just copied whatever he did, and I was dang, I can actually squat without pain and everything like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. One thing about basketball is a lot of players going to have to understand is you're going to have to do a lot of conditioning and heavy weightlifting and a lot of repetitions, just like football players lift. You're going to have to do a lot of, what is it called, hypertrophy?
Yeah. You look at Baylor when they won that national championship, they said their basketball team was lifting with the football team that whole summer. That's why I was yeah. Wow. And they was some dog, nobody wanted to guard. Their point guards were looking like they was ready to do a bodybuilding show. Now, I'm not saying there's a difference between actual having good muscle and popcorn muscle, just show muscle. But you look at a lot of those guys, their biceps look full, their shoulders, you look they could move some furniture. You got point guards moving bigs. That's a problem. And you like that make it so hard to pay like what's it called, like stretch 5 or whatever. Because guess what? Like your 4 and your 5 don't even want to play defense because they taking it straight to the chest. Like shoot, they better get a Teflon jacket under their jersey. But yeah, that kind of just sums up my like what I think about. Hopefully, if he stay injury free, I think he's gonna be fine. Like he may not be the next LeBron James, but he'll still drop like 25 and 10 maybe his whole career, and that still be solid. Or 20 and 8. I think too many people putting too much pressure on him to be the next LeBron James. To be honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if Draymond Green can develop a role and win 4 championships with the Warriors, Ben Simmons will be fine somewhere else.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and get into that. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into that, Doc. Let's go ahead and talk about the best salesman of the year goes to that man Ben Simmons, and then we're gonna talk about our runner-up Doc Rivers, rolling down the river. All right, my fault. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Ben Simmons, Doc. He's selling, bro.
Yeah, bro. The way that he treated the 76ers organization after they went through all that with him, just for him to be able to do all that and not even play, not even attempt a jump shot, or not even try to score the basketball. This guy's getting paid millions, and yet he wants to act shy. That's just the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. Tell him, Doc. Tell him. Nah, we think Ben Simmons selling for real, because I'm just saying, when millionaires be talking about they got trauma, I'm like, what trauma? Like, you wiping your face with $100 bills in a Bentley. That ain't trauma. That's just a first world inconvenience. That's just an inconvenience, honestly, in my opinion. You acting different. And all Philly wanted you to do was just shoot.
Exactly, bro. And then he's going to sit there and try and blame it on anxiety, bro. The only amount of anxiety you should have had was when you were in high school going to the league, going to college. That's the only anxiety he should have had. That's the only pressure he had.
He wasn't talking about anxiety when everybody was calling him the next LeBron James, and he had all them girls floating up under him. Had all them Bayou girls down at LSU floating up on him. You know what I'm talking about, down in Bayou.
See, the thing is, with all the years he spent at the 76ers, they gave him time to upgrade his game.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not even attempt a shot? You don't even try to improve your free throw percentage. Driving to the hole, I get it, right? That's old school basketball. Earn it at the line. If you get contested at the rim, it is what it is. Always take it hard to the rim. Pause. But
We're gonna have a sus count. We're gonna have to put a sus count here.
But they even traded and I think they got J.J. Redick, and then they got Tobias Harris. Those are 2 shooters they surrounded him with. Yet, bro, still stunk it up.
Yeah, he even had Jimmy Butler, I think, at one point. Like, Jimmy Butler's mid-range is dirty. It's slept on. Like, it may not be like Kobe-esque or Michael Jordan-esque, but it get the job done.
Speaking of Jimmy Butler, the Heat won today. 2-0 over the Celtics.
Oh, man.
2-0.
Oh, man.
Celtics might be in trouble, man.
Yeah, they are, bro. They running out of luck.
They really are, bro.
Yeah, did Jason Tatum text Kobe this time?
This one's for you.
Yeah, that was
This one's for you, OG.
Yeah, for real.
Horny ass nigga.
Oh my god.
Larry got a smoker.
Yeah, real. I haven't smoked in years, dog. Oh golly. But yeah, no, Ben Simmons so for real. He robbed him. He worse than Gilbert Arenas really didn't even rob people. Like he still went out.
Was a great player.
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas went out there and shot. Like he wasn't afraid to shoot it out of that.
He brought guns to the locker room.
Yeah. Ja Morant before Ja Morant, dog. He was that dog.
Yeah, like if y'all remember, man, the fact that Ja Morant got all this leniency for toting pistols on IG Live, while Gilbert Arenas brings guns to the locker room and they suspend it, like. You can't make this up, man. And Gilbert Arenas gave Kobe 40.
Nah, I think he gave him 50.
50, excuse me.
50.
Ja Morant ain't give Kobe 50. He never will.
He never will.
Never will, man.
He ain't give LeBron 50 either.
Nope. But they lost by 40 when Dylan Brooks said, I don't respect anybody till they give me 40.
Yeah. Yeah, tell him, dog. Tell him. And then next man we going to talk about is how another man sold right down the river. Doc Rivers. So Doc Rivers is an interesting character because he get all this hype after winning. Like they act like them winning this one ring solidifies them forever. Like this is like in the dynasty of Kobe winning 5 rings, you only get one.
2008.
That's it. And then the next clientele y'all go against Miami, talk about we broke him. Did y'all? Because they beat y'all like 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? Like they took. You guys were the first ones to do it, but they was the first ones to do it the best.
For them to be sitting there saying they broke LeBron when LeBron literally had Paul Pierce signed up playing for the Clippers and the freaking, was it the Nets too?
Right.
Like that man was having a struggle career after that. After game 6 in Boston, after what LeBron did to him, they were never the same. Even Ray Allen had to click up and join them, you know?
That's true. Ray Allen knew where to go. Ray Allen knew exactly where the money is, but we didn't talk about them. But Doc Rivers, what is it? 70% of Game 7 losses, or 30%, are to Doc Rivers, which is crazy.
He's coached in like 10 Game 7s.
Yeah, 10 Game 7s, and he loses them all. And then like the year after he leaves the Clippers, they go to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, everybody talking about he can't make in-game adjustments, and I'm like, dude, like how can you not make in-game adjustments? But it kind of makes sense because Tim Thibodeau, he was the defensive coordinator.
Tom Thibodeau?
Yeah. Tom Thibodeau, he was the defensive coordinator for the Celtics when they won that championship that year. So, of course, their defense was going to be good. Yeah. Because you look at what he did with D Rose and all them, that like they were the best chance besides maybe Boston to beat Miami during that LeBron era. So you really think about it, it's like, dog, like he just sells. Like he can't make in-game adjustments. You know, he just has a hot name and he only has 1 ring. And I'm like, he has 1 ring out of how many chances?
Exactly. Too many, bro. Too many. And then on top of that, what pisses me off is I remember watching the Clippers when they were up 3-1 against the Rockets. When prime James Harden, took them to Game 7. This is when the Rockets had James Harden, had Josh Smith,
oh my God,
freaking dunking on everybody.
When he won that Game 5 for him with that 25 piece.
If I remember correctly, Blake Griffin was carrying even with an injury. CP3 choke artist too.
Yeah,
and Doc Rivers didn't make it any better. The fact that man had a whole career after that, I would have never hired him as a coach ever again. Never. He
would have been an assistant coach for a while. Like at least 4 years. He would have had to go back to school, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, to get his job back to be able to head coach. Because it's like, how do you choke that many, like, leads? Like, you know what I mean?
Doesn't make any sense. But I mean, I understand winning in the NBA is difficult. You know, this professional sports. But compare that to football. If Doc Rivers was a football coach, he'd have a terrible resume.
Oh, bro, Rivers.
That's like Buffalo Bills losing in the 90s in the Super Bowl.
They should have been winning them. Is that what you said? They should have been winning in the 90s?
They should have been winning them, but hey, dog.
Yeah.
The Cowboys were good back then.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Well, they had cocaine, so that's...
I mean, the Cowboys always been sorry since I was a kid. That's all I remember.
We're not here for the Cowboy slander today.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, Doc Rivers definitely sold him and how Ben Simmons gonna have the audacity to tweet that about Doc Rivers? It's like, dog, like, he told you not to shoot when you had them open shots?
Yeah, bro. Ben Simmons should have developed the courage to shoot on his own regardless of what a coach was telling him. Any great players is always going to go to their strengths and always get better in their weaknesses regardless of what the coach says. Because it's all about putting in work and getting to that next level as a player. But that's if he truly cared about succeeding to that next level as an elite scorer, making an all-NBA team.
Right. And the thing is, it's like, he reminds me of those people that just peak in high school and then they just coast because they just cool afterwards. You know what I mean? Because, like, in college, when he was talking about college, he was like, I didn't even try. I just had, like, a 2.3 GPA. But then he went to LSU because I think his it's not his granddad. Who is it? His godfather coached at LSU. So he went over there. So I'm like, oh, you're already, like, leaving smoke. Yeah. Like, you're already leaving smoke. Like, you going there just because, like, you know somebody there? I'm like, shoot, I'm going to play for Duke. And then, or I would have played overseas, honestly. And then... He would have
overseas. He probably would have been
a dog.
Man, he would have been more of an elite player on offense. Because overseas, they don't have defense at 3 seconds in the key.
Exactly. Like, he would have been going off like an old boy did for China, Marbury. And then, but you look at it, you're just like, bro, like, you ain't do nothing after college. Like, and then you get to like the NBA and everybody wanting you to shoot. Like Markelle Fultz had a good reason why he couldn't shoot. Like I felt bad for him because he got so much. But then you look at the Washington State highlights. Our Washington highlights. Oh my gosh, he was a monster. He was yamming on everybody. Just climbing ladders, climbing the stairway to heaven.
I forgot they even had Markelle Fultz on the 76. They did him dirty, though, with a shoulder injury, and they messed up his shot. Hey, like J. Cole says, pray for Markelle because they fucked up his shot.
Yeah, they did him dirty because what happened? Because it was like...
He had to get surgery on his shoulder. Then I think he was shooting... His free throw percentage tanked. His release just didn't look right. His shooting percentage was terrible. I think at one point he was trying to attempt free throws with nursing one side of his body over the other. When you shoot a basketball, you have to finish with two hands high.
Right. Yeah, nah. And then, so they did him dirty. I don't know. Maybe it's just something in Philly, dog.
Yeah, them niggas ain't winning shit. Philadelphia Eagles ain't winning shit. 76ers ain't winning shit. Philly's lost in the freaking... They lost in the World Series.
Oh, my gosh. I felt bad for Bryce Harper because I like that he arrogant. That's why I wanted him to win that, honestly.
I like Bryce Harper, man.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to find the next talking point here. My fault. I should have just printed these bad boys off. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the playoffs. NBA playoffs, baby. All right. Western Conference Finals right now. What we looking like, dog?
Lake Show's down 0-2, but I don't know. I'm not really too concerned about that.
You may have to speak up a little louder.
Lake Show's down 0-2. I'm not really too concerned about that right now. They'll make some adjustments. I mean, LeBron's been down 2 games in his career before. This is nothing to him. Problem is, everybody else needs to step up, and D'Angelo Russell needs to start playing better as well.
Yeah. He got molten lava in his veins. He ain't even got ice in his veins no more. I'm wondering where that D'Angelo Russell was because he wouldn't tolerate this nonsense. And then AD, he's sputting out, dog. I think it may be over. Like when KG was talking about that experiment they were doing with him, trying to see if he going. They can't even. This is the wrong guy to be experimenting with, to be honest, because he just like. At this point, I think there's gonna have to be a conversation about this. Where does Anthony Davis sit next to Jokic in top 75?
Yeah, I mean, AD's always been a great player on the offensive end, but he's never been consistently healthy. That'll always be his downfall as a player. If teams or GMs wanted to take a chance on him, knowing how injury prone he was from the day that he got drafted, I don't think he would have been drafted as high.
That's true, because even at his days in the Pelican days, like the only good stretch you had from him was when him and Boogie played together. Because when him and Boogie were like that first, the first 3 games they played together, dropped 50. Both dropped 50. Drew Holiday dropped like 25 and 16. I think Rondo had like 12 assists too. Everybody was getting jiggy in the mix. But then it was like before that Lakers trade, it's like, hold up, how many games has he actually played? And then you see like turf toe. You just like, bro, you're missing a game because of turf toe, bro. But then again, he's a big, bro. He got to take care of them feet. Pause. And you just realize, like, I think, honestly, Jokic is just too good. Like, he is too consistent and too good. He's not a liability. He's durable. I know people are like, oh, he's a defensive liability. But he can only do so much in those high pick and rolls. Like, how many bigs can, like, the only other guy that can really stretch out, like, oh, my God. The only guy like what was it, Triple J or whatever in Memphis? He was the best one to actually stretch all the way to play on the perimeter as a big. Yep. He was like the only one that could really do that and actually be able to still roam in a comfortable position. Anthony Davis can do that pretty well, but even I think Joel Embiid still has his fits when he tries to come out that far. Yeah. And then the only other person I can think besides that is maybe Bam Adebayo, but he has to get on a roll.
Bam Adebayo's actually, he's not a bad perimeter defender. He's really not. He's not a bad perimeter defender. Because I remember there was a play where they were playing the Celtics the other night, and they put him in a high pick and roll. I think he was guarding Jason Tatum maybe, and he got a nice little defensive play based off of that. He contested the shot, caused him to miss. It was great defense by him. He moved his feet. He did all that he needed to. I remember I was kind of shook because of how good he played and how good he was moving his feet. Right.
But even then, I forgot who they picked up to help cover up that backside for him. Like when Jokic got to drop through and do all that craziness and try to play 1 through 5 basically. But I think if Murray doesn't sputter out, yeah, that's gonna be if Murray doesn't sputter out, they're gonna be fine. The thing is like, is LeBron going to turn on like a 35 piece? You know, maybe drop a 55 piece out of nowhere.
Yeah, we're going to see that same LeBron, even though he's 38 now. It's kind of like, man, what do you expect out the guy at this point?
Well, he's still dropping 20 plus points in like one half, which is still like, that's tough. Yeah. That's tough. But it's like, if we had another 20 points in the first half, he would have been dropped a 40 piece.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need like a 40 and 12 type of game from him. But this ain't the Miami LeBron no more. You know what I mean? Like that.
Or Cleveland LeBron, man. If this was Cleveland LeBron, sheesh.
Thanos LeBron.
Bro, that man was on a mission, dropping 50 points with a broken hand.
Oh, my God. Filth.
That's crazy. Man.
Shooting left-handed free throws, right-handed free throws, left-handed jump shots, everything. He just did not care. He did what it took to win. And then you just like, dang, like, that's crazy. But let's look at the Eastern Conference Finals. We got Jason Tatum versus Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler might win this matchup, and he'll probably solidify himself as an elite player in the league, especially if he knocks off the Celtics. It's wraps. They can't even say anything. He outplayed. Today, somebody tried to trash talk him. They poked the bear, and Jimmy went off.
Right.
He went off, bro.
He went off.
Celtics losing 2-0.
Here, let me make sure it's still recording. Yeah, we still good.
Celtics are down 2-0, man. Joe Mazzulla sitting there. And I can't stand the Celtics head coach. He's just a stand-in guy for Ime Udoka, in my opinion. He tries so hard to be Mr. Short Mouth with Bill Belichick in the media, all that. He tries to display that persona. That's not who he is.
He's not that guy?
He doesn't have that type of united feeling like Ime did in the locker room, if I'm being honest.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. All right, that was kind of dirty. But, the problem is like, when Jason Tatum doesn't have a good game, they keep forcing him to try to put up a decent game. Yeah. And it's like, you need to go to Jaylen Brown earlier. Because there was plenty of, when the Warriors versus the Celtics a couple years ago?
I think that was like last year.
Yeah. There was many times where they should have went to Jaylen Brown earlier. And that Andrew Wiggins versus Jaylen Brown matchup should have been, like, that should have been hyped up. Yeah. But it's like.
Wiggins is cooked, though.
I mean, here's the
respect, he couldn't even defend his baby mama from his home.
Yo, was that true? Was it true?
I don't know. No.
But nah, the thing is like they just didn't get Jaylen Brown started early enough, and I'm just like, Jaylen Brown is a number one option. You should, and that's the problem. It's like, y'all ain't treating him like a number one option. Like, he should, like, a lot of those isolation plays and stuff. They just give him too few opportunities to get the offense going.
Yeah. And by the time they try to get him going, the offense is already dang near down by 10, 15. Bro's already on a cold streak because he hasn't touched the ball for almost 5 to 10 minutes.
Right. Like, I think they should have, like, the respect Jason got out of college, where they were, like, immediately giving him the ball. Jaylen Brown should have got that when he first got in the league. Because they were like, oh, is Jaylen Brown a bust? I'm like, bro, like, y'all wasn't saying this about Jason Tatum?
And Jason Tatum hasn't been playing all that great, if we're being honest.
Right. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, bro.
I think he's gone to Houston, though. They got a lot of money for him.
But if he wants a chance to win a ring, like, I don't think Houston may be the move.
Half these players don't even want to win a ring. They just want to tell the fan base, yeah, guys, we're going to go compete and then pocket their money.
Right.
Not saying they're wrong for it, because there's organizations out there that won't surround their team with talent.
Right. But so if he were to win a ring, where should he go?
To the Rockets. He got a ring. They can't say anything. Now he can sit there and sit on his money.
Who?
Jaylen Brown.
He got a ring.
No, I said if he does get a ring. I thought you were saying if he does get a ring.
No, I'm saying where should he go to win a ring right now?
Oh, just Miami?
Yeah.
He could go to Toronto, too.
If they would have had Nick Nurse. God, Nick Nurse.
And all you Warriors fans, he's not going to Golden State. He's not going to be a second option behind Curry. Y'all need to just get that out your freaking head.
He would be behind Clay.
Yeah.
And then
that's assuming Clay takes the pay cut.
And that's also assuming Dre don't fight back if they re-sign him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I think Jaylen Brown would hit Dre back. Honestly, like I don't think he would like, oh, I'm gonna take a hit.
Jordan Poole he's out, right? This is his last year. This was his last
they paid
year.
him. They paid him. I think he got like one more year after this. But if he go win a ring, I think that would be a good place. If he ended up going to the Lakers, that would be tough.
That would be crazy.
But that would be the best move, especially if you can keep LeBron, AD, and all them.
Yeah, and man, because he would probably be their main option for offensive production.
He should be because AD ain't got it. And I know it's going to be a different role, but I think if they gave him the patience like they gave James Harden that first year when he went to the Rockets to become that point guard and start starting, he's going to do just fine. Who else we got to talk about?
Deion Sanders at Colorado.
Oh, yeah, Neon, Mr. Sanders.
Yeah, everybody's sitting there criticizing because they've had over, I think, 100 players in the transfer portal from Colorado.
Yeah, they kicked them all out.
This is a 1-11 team. This is basically like the bottom barrel fish over there, the dead fish at the bottom.
Right.
And you over here just discarding all the dead weight. None of them kids wanted to win. If they clearly going 1-11, what does that say about them? What does that say about the culture of them, you know? That program was a terrible program.
That's true. I just don't think we just got competitiveness no more. And I don't blame some of them, but bro, like a lot of these cats are gonna peak in college. But the problem is like Deion he's trying to find the people that are gonna go to the draft because if they peak in in the NFL, he know they're gonna put out effort at the college level. Because then you just tap out at the top and you just ride that on the way up through Colorado. The problem is like you see some of that footage. Who gonna be the number one option? None of them kids raise their hand.
The number one option for them would probably be Travis Hunter. But that's because he brought him in from Jackson State. Same thing with his son. He brought in Shadur. Shadur is a great player. People forget, bro. Shadur literally got a scholarship to Alabama. He went on a whole visit and all that. Shadur he's nice as a quarterback. That's what people don't understand. I don't see any of all these haters getting an invite to Alabama.
That's true. And number two, I never even saw any bad tracks of like, Shadur getting bailed out by Deion just because of his son. Like they would have posted, they couldn't wait to post some slander about that. But then you look at it, it's like, nah, like he good. And even in that black and white game, they sold out, or black and gold game, whatever, they sold out, and they just started doing numbers. And then you realize it's like, dude, like they got a good chance of actually making something happen. And number two, like I think he had to get rid of, like, everybody just want to go to Colorado because, like, oh, I'm a number one option. It's like, nah, you got to prove that. Yeah. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a good amount of JUCO players on their roster just because all of them ready to fight.
I'd say it like this. The respect that Archie Manning got out of high school, and I like Archie Manning as a quarterback, but you know the weight that his last name pulls, let alone got him that attention in general, that's the same respect that they should give Shadur Sanders.
Right.
Because he knows how to play ball. He knows how to throw the ball. He can read the field. He can process it. This guy's been on workouts with Tom Brady and all that. All NFL players. How could you hate on the man?
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. I don't even think you could really hate on Deion Sanders. Because if you think, the problem is if Deion Sanders was some like regular Joe Schmo, he would have to just go 2-10. But because it's Deion Sanders, he at least got to go like 8-4.
He'll probably win like at least a good 5 games.
He at least got to go 8-4. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's Colorado.
Well, but the thing is like with him making all these moves and just because it's Deion Sanders and him moving from like a SWAC to like Division I, he gonna have to make
SWAC.
Ooh. But no, he has to do that because I think of who he is and what his name carries.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Even if they have a down year, I'm not criticizing Deion. This is college football. Look at how, even because I'm an OU fan, look at how Brent Venables did his first year. Absolutely terrible. And
right.
This guy coaches, and he was coaching college football championship defenses. He's the one who held Alabama to 16 points when they had Tua, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs. That was the man calling the defense. Right.
So, he was in his bag, too. He had a hot hand. He was like, no, bruh. You know, he was going ballistic on that
It's
mic.
like, and he's gotten dudes like AJ Terrell to the league and all that. So how could you, Cleveland Farrell, dudes like that? How could you necessarily criticize somebody like that when their first year they don't do too well? That's how I expect Coach Sanders to be, but I'm not going to sit here and hold some sort of harsh criticism on him.
Right.
As long as he develops players at the proper level, that'll speak for itself.
Exactly. And I think, too, it's like I think a lot of those people are going to stay 4 years.
Yeah.
I think they're going to give him at least 3 or 4 years.
Because that's how Nick Saban is. He'll just build up these players. Junior, senior year, they'll pop out, create NFL draft stock for themselves.
Exactly. And they just pop out. And they're so durable.
Yeah, Bama, they always reload.
They're pretty durable, dog. There's only been a couple where you like, dang. But they just so massive. Their body going to break down a little bit.
I'm interested to see how Jalen Milroe does behind center for Alabama if he starts this year.
Ooh, that may be interesting, dog. But all right, we got a couple more. Warriors. What you think? You think the dynasty? You think it's over?
Yeah, especially with how not necessarily. I was gonna say yeah because of how Ja Morant and them boys is, but the Grizzlies ain't too much to be proud about right now. The Warriors, all they got to do is sign some better bench players. They'll be all right. And the thing is, their only biggest worry is it's not even Draymond Green because they could literally get the same thing they get out of Draymond they could get from somebody like Ben Simmons. Genuinely, they don't need offense from somebody like that. If they do, Ben Simmons is a lot more athletic than Draymond Green is in terms of driving to the hole.
But what about that defensive player of the year type ability?
I mean, Ben Simmons doesn't play bad defense.
But can he play 1 through 5?
That's the question.
Yeah, because I don't think he played 1 through 5 like Draymond. Draymond was playing 1 through 5. Like, he was giving Jokic fits.
If he buys in, but Ben Simmons probably ain't going to buy in even if the stock market told him to.
Yeah, nah, he may not. Nah, because he just seems like one of those guys that's just like a celebrity that just can play basketball really well.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going to go on a book tour talking about how, Philadelphia may get into some slander, like in the news, and then guess who's going to be the first person talking about how bad Philly is?
Ben Simmons.
But he was probably loading up on them cheesesteaks when he was down there.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, and you're just like, bro, that's tough. That's tough.
That's tough.
And then you look at I think the Warriors, I think Klay ain't gonna settle. I think he really want that deal. Cause people were like, he keeps shooting like he got a chip on his shoulder. I was like, bro, you get dogged out of the 75.
Yep.
You don't go first team just because you weren't there with Rachel Nichols.
True.
Everybody else outside of that didn't put you as a first team NBA or second team. He should have been. He's the definition of a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of 3-and-D guy you want, especially before that injury.
Yeah, true.
Everybody
that injury, I kind of feel like that's been a playing factor in terms of his confidence on elevating on shots and trying to create his own shot off the dribble or catch and shoot situations.
But even then, he had some good games where it was like he was going off for 40 points. And it was like, and that's the thing, people were still like, oh, he's not the same. I'm like, really? He just dropped 30 last night?
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, when his shot's on, it's on, but you can't really expect that out of somebody who's already in their 30s.
Well, and I think, too, it's just, when he would have those hot streaks, when he was going off for 35 or 40 and they pulled him, they should have I know they were trying to protect him from injury, protect him from himself, but it's like a guy needs that confidence.
Yeah. Because they'll sit there and let Curry collect chump change minutes and let him stat pad.
Well,
now, I'm not against the way they play with Curry, but Curry, this is a guy who has been plagued by injuries.
That's true. That's true. But then also he just need to get his confidence. He was out longer than Curry.
Yeah.
And it's just dude, he has such an itch to win.
Yeah.
And the thing is if you don't feed him, he gonna get pissed off.
Yeah.
Because guess what? He gotta make it up on defense for you. And then maybe he'll get something called. But then he don't get something called. He gonna be a little pissed off. And you gotta think, coming back from an ACL tear, he trying to make sure he's still that guy.
Yeah, I think the thing is, regardless, even though he played bad in his last game against the Lakers, If Warriors expect him to take a pay cut, he should personally find that offensive because he's the same dude who popped up in Game 6 and clutched it for him against the Thunder.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So there's what the Warriors aren't willing to do. There's another team out there that really will.
He may be going to
him.
Houston with Jaylen Brown and him in Houston.
Yeah, it's like if the Warriors are giving Jordan Poole that kind of money and he's played like absolute dog ass.
Dog what?
Dog ass. How the fuck do you expect Klay Thompson to take a pay cut when the guy that you paid the most money to in terms of Jordan Poole is literally over there lollygagging, just chucking up threes and not even that interested on the defensive part of the ball?
Yeah, and he only go off when you have women in there. I'm not saying you gotta have a hot dog fest or a sausage fest, but it's like, dog, like, and this is the same dude that is a munch. Like, you paid a munch? You thought I was feeling?
That Ice Spice situation is crazy, man. That just goes to show, like, young men don't splurge all your money on a woman.
Yeah, he tricking hard. $500K?
Because now you see how well he's playing now. Dog ass.
Well, dude, because now you think about the deal. It's like, bro, like, now you got to go off. Like, you got to go off now.
That's
like,
a lot of money, too.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's so much money. You could have just been saved that and then just became a dog. Like, you're in the perfect situation to basically become, like, the new, like, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, bro. Like, the ability to play defense because you got the size of Klay Thompson. But then you can learn how to shoot off the dribble really well.
6'7" wingspan.
Yep, and be able to like shoot off the dribble and still be able to cook from outside. Like Klay Thompson, beautiful off screens, all that. Like even Steph Curry, like he gonna teach you how to run through them screens.
Personally, I think Jordan Poole's gone since Draymond punched him in the face. All that tension in the locker room too, unless Draymond goes somewhere else, but. Jordan Poole probably feels betrayed by the Warriors organization that they didn't deal with Draymond accordingly.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole league feel betrayed because they don't deal with Draymond. They let Draymond do whatever Draymond want to do. Yeah. Unless it's Adam Silver. And it's like, even Adam Silver, all right, whatever. But I think a lot of the reason why, I think that Warriors locker room, I think they were held together by duct tape and Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, bro.
Because
just based off the faint hope of winning a championship would make everything the same again. Like,
well, they just never dealt with anything like that Draymond punch, but then they just could never figure out how to win on the road.
No, they couldn't. And this was all year long.
All year long, and
especially
they were like,
in the playoffs too against the Kings.
Yeah,
man,
and they were like, because everybody was like, oh yeah, Warriors gonna be in the playoffs for sure, but then they started seeing them go on streaks of just losing on the road. Like they was looking like they were trying to be tryhards on the road.
Even when they lost at home against the Lakers, it's like they didn't know how to react. They didn't expect the Lakers to come out swinging and win. They didn't expect that, and they didn't expect the Lakers to be in a dogfight. They were really anticipating LeBron having to carry a team of no names.
Right.
That's what they were anticipating.
But it's not like they acting like LeBron didn't do that before. And even then, when LeBron did that before, like, wasn't he taking them to like Game 6, Game 7? So it's kind of like you just get to a point to where you're just like, bruh, like. I wanted the Warriors to see how long they could keep going. But when they fell off hard.
And no KD. Remember, they swept LeBron because of KD. When they had KD.
We can win without LeBron. Say who?
We can win without KD. Yeah.
Nut kicking Draymond? Ball busting Draymond?
And Draymond even went in the interview and said they probably don't repeat or win over that Cavs squad if it weren't for KD.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. Like, yeah, KD ruined one of the greatest rivalries of all time, bro.
Yes, bro. It's like, who invited this nigga to the cookout?
Yeah, like, go home, you bum. Like,
take your ass home, KD. Go back to Oklahoma City. Win like a real man. Everywhere you've gone, it's been blown up to absolute dog shit. And it's mainly because you want to be building all these super teams. And then you act surprised when players ain't on the same page as you. They don't even trust you to be down there long term, dog. They don't even know if you want to win long term.
He's the Lincoln Riley of basketball right now, the Bob Stoops.
Exactly. As soon as Lincoln Riley found out we were headed to the SEC, oh no, let me go to USC. USC still lost. They still got upset.
Yeah,
Instead of improving and saying, yeah, I need to do something about my defense, what did Lincoln Riley do? Oh, I'm going to just go to the Pac-12 where run defense is not a thing. Okay, buddy. Okay, and you'll look good with Caleb Williams. But guess what? When Caleb Williams gets to the league, it's about to be rough for him. These teams play all these schemes. They call these blitzes. They do everything. They disguise coverages. There's different things they throw at rookie quarterbacks.
On purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah. And back to KD, like back to that Warriors, bro. Yeah, we getting a little ballistic here. This has been some pin up nonsense. 4 years. I'll get this off my chest. We dealt with this for 4 years. I couldn't stand my neighbors. I couldn't stand Dante. I couldn't stand none of them Warriors fans that was at my job or at school. Yeah, Steph Curry. I'm like, bro, y'all can't win without KD.
That's facts. Steph Curry don't even get. How many Finals MVPs does Steph Curry have?
I think he had 2.
I think he only has 1.
Or 1.
KD,
yeah, because Andre had 1, and then Andre should have never even won that one.
I think KD got 2.
Because did he win 2 rings or 1?
He won 2 rings with the Warriors.
Oh yeah, because they got 4. Oh my God! If KD would have went to anybody but
I wouldn't have been mad if KD went to the freaking Raptors.
Yes, if he would have went to the Raptors, I'd been like, yo, yeah, I'd be like, yo,
I respect that. Dog.
Yeah. Even if he would have went to the Lakers, that Lakers team could have moved some stuff because they had young people early on and they could have did just fine with all them cats.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have been mad. You know what? If he would have went to the Pelicans with Boogie and AD.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been bad either.
Oh, that would have been 3 7-footers just working. Oh, my God.
But LeBron would have never gotten AD when he went to the Lakers. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, bro. LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And you got to think, like.
And the West ain't even all that. I mean, the East, it wasn't even looking all that. LeBron's always owned the East, if we're being honest, bro.
La East, baby.
He got
Toronto.
Got Dwayne Casey fired. Who was coaching at the Pacers? I think it was like, who was the head coach of the Pacers?
Oh,
was
God.
it Nate McMillan?
Was it?
Because he got fired this year from the Hawks. I think he was coaching at the Pacers back then.
No, it was some. Yeah, he got a lot of people, and then he shipped out a lot of players. Paul George got shipped.
DeMar DeRozan got rolled up. Serge Ibaka was never the same player after playing against LeBron.
No.
Who else? None of the Celtics players were the same. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. I mean, even Rondo had to click up with LeBron and play with him.
Yeah.
And he won that ring in the bubble.
Yeah, that's a real ring.
That's a real ring for all 4 teams.
Yes.
That's a real ring right there.
All back.
If they see people who consider the bubble not real didn't play AAU basketball.
Yeah.
Nothing's more toxic than playing a team at the Sporting Chance Center and then going to the same hotel as them damn cats.
Oh my God! And they dropped 30, like the
20, 30.
Yeah.
Full court presses on you.
Yeah,
and
and
got
then
your coach yelling at you after a blowout loss.
And then guess what? He and his whole team in the pool. You can go to the pool because the pool open for everybody, but you can't go to the pool because you lost by 30. Yeah. And he chilling in the hot tub just like this. Look. Talk about, hey, what's up, y'all?
Like when Donovan Mitchell dropped. What he dropped, like 40 or 50 with Jamal Murray? Jamal Murray was on Live and Rain.
Yeah, I was like, dang. Yeah, nah. Like that was basketball. I think they should do basketball more like that because as a fan, I think fans get too crazy. Fans
ruin the game, even though they make it exciting. I think fans, in terms of sports, football is where the fans bring excitement to the game. Yeah, but basketball, they're hella close to the court. Like literally any fan could like harm a player.
Yeah, like when that lady ran out there, what'd she say? Free the cows or whatever. Yeah. She was like, stop eating meat. Whatever she was talking about. I'm a virgin. I don't know what she was talking about.
Yeah, like the players need space to be able to save the ball on any play that it's heading out of bounds. The fans don't need to be that close.
I think so. And then you got to think, like, you ain't got to deal with, like, the fans are farther away and you ain't got to deal with that toxic stuff. Because remember when LeBron went off in Miami? Did you ever see that short where somebody, like, one of the Boston guys poured beer on him? Like, there's that net thing on top, right, where they walk under and a beer just falls down and pours right on him. And you see LeBron, like, and he looks at the camera just like, and I was like, oh my gosh. Went on that street. He cleared out that Celtics building. Yeah. He told him, get a new one. I'm done with y'all. Get a new one. But yeah, I think Jimmy Butler gonna get the job done. Like if he gets the job done, I think he needs to get put on that top 75 list for the fact that he just demolished a strong East.
Yeah.
You beat Giannis and all them.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. They really beat Giannis.
And then you beat a tough Nets team.
They beat the Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks. My bad, not Nets.
They won in the Garden too.
Yes, and so you beat that's tough. Like if you got to play in the playoffs in the Knicks, in the Garden, that's a tough game.
Knicks fans are fucking atrocious too, bro. My God.
Yeah, they be some wild dogs. To be honest,
They tore down that Julius Randle poster and started stomping on it. I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, because everybody was like, he the king of New York, he the king. And I was like, what about Brunson was the only reason y'all had a chance.
Brunson dropped like 40.
40 was dropping like averaging like 25 or 30 that whole series, trying to give y'all a chance. Like,
yeah, bro. Knicks fans, y'all got to trade Julius Randle for some assets easily, man.
Yeah.
Get some draft picks, do something. Because the way Julius Randle was playing, it seemed like he didn't want any part of the bigger stage. And then Jalen Brunson was really carrying.
Yeah, and then he wanna be like, I think, my teammates gotta play better, like trying to blame his teammates, whatever. And I'm just like, dog, like
Embiid type shit.
Yeah. I don't think Joel Embiid should have won that MVP anyways. That was trash.
Nope. You seen how Jokic is playing?
Yeah, well, Joel Embiid was a liability.
Yep, and he got injured all the time.
Yes. He always getting injured. I think I should, bro. You're not better than him.
You're not better than Jokic.
You're not better than him.
Jokic is a true winner. He's a true ball player that will go out, sacrifice whatever it is to go score. Embiid having 15 points in an elimination game? Bro,
Crazy.
You're the tallest dude on the court. How does see Kwame Brown? You're Joel Embiid. You're 7'1". How don't you dunk the ball over all them other cats? And you can shoot beyond the arc. Come on, dog. Nobody is stopping that. Yeah. I don't want to hear that.
Nope.
And Tyrese Maxey is the only person that plays well. And he was coming off the bench at one point.
We're really just trying to give him 20, 25.
That's a dude who's just trying to hoop.
Yeah, 6-man. Talk about, y'all need me to be 6-man of the year? Like I'm Lou Will? Man. And was just killing him.
Disgraceful.
Yeah,
it's disgraceful how the younger cats have to set the tone for these dudes who have been here in the league this long. It's crazy.
And the thing is, like, Jokic was really that guy that was really dropping people off. He almost averages a triple-double during the season. What more do you want from him?
Who knows, man? You can't ask for much from Jokic, bro. What other talking points we got?
Oh, that's done. We hit all of them. Like, we hit the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Final, Doc Rivers, Ben Simmons, number one.
Number one draft pick.
Yeah, we hit them all, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is just extra minutes if you want to keep going. Are you done? Yeah, we done, though? All right. Thank you for tuning in for the first episode of Queso Peso. We'll catch you again, like, next week or maybe in a couple more weeks when we finish out.